So today I'm going to be doing a favorite record cover, and I actually located a bunch of where some of my other records were. So sounds a bit silly, but it was buried a bit further. The other boxes were buried a bit further under the stairs, and the one I could get to was that Crass album cover for Yes Sir I Will. I found that. Um, so and Dead Kennedy's EP. Uh, so I'll be able to do some other ones where it's the actual cover like this. Sometimes I'll still go to maybe a image I found online because sometimes they are so big. Because I found because two bands you're going to be hearing a lot from repeatedly are the Dead Kennedys and Crass because of just the relationship they had with their record covers, and this band have something similar as well. So I found a couple. One of the feature is Crass's Penis Envy. So, but what I might do is I may just do shaky cam with that, and um, I haven't decided exactly what I do. One's going to have to be a video I do on the kitchen table. So I may have to show you bits on the front and the back, and once it comes to the actual full layout, I'm going to have to pause it, lay it out, and then so you don't have. So anyway, this EP, so a band called Subhumans, the British version, not the version from Canada. So this is a version with the band with the singer Dick Lucas. I haven't really listened to anything but the Canadian band. They're on Alternative Tentacles Records, I think, or they put stuff out on there. This one, this version of Subhumans, they have their own label called Blurg, as you can see here, Blurg Records. So the front cover is as you can see, it's a pen and ink illustration of a fat capitalist businessman vomiting up death and starvation. And these are the rats we're talking about, and this is back to these old days in the 80s where you actually had written on the actual record cover how much you should pay for it. I mean, I don't know what happens with future prints pressings of this, because the only, or maybe the original 7-inch I ever came out went out of pressing, because I do have somewhere did basically an LP version, or they put out for their four major EPs: Rats, War, Religious Wars, and there was another one, I can't remember what it is. So maybe this went by the wayside, which makes this even more interesting and rare. So it says here the front cover is a guy called Nick Lant, and I think Dick Lucas may have done the rest of these layouts, like these collages, because he does do a lot of that online. If you look for him on Instagram for Dick Lucas Art, or just Dick Lucas, I can't remember which it is, and have a look at some of the stuff he does. So here you've got the whole thing and it's handwritten as well. This is his handwriting. He that's part of the stylism of this. But the descriptions here of what the songs are about, they're typed in the old punk rock this the punk zine look, because this is how punk zines were made. This is just like a punk zine but in a vinyl wrap. So you've got all this, and again the Subhuman skull singing, right, logo, white label, and you've got this fantastic collage here, which is, and this is inspired by and in the same style of what you would have with bands like Crass, or with Crass it would have been a 6-way layout usually, but this is all done black and white, as cheap as possible. This is a time when anarcho punk bands were doing a lot of things black and white. I can't remember if all of the Subhuman stuff back then was black and white, but a lot of very early stuff was, because it was just probably less expensive to print. I think the first anarcho punk band to do a colour cover was Conflict. So you have some of the major things that affect us here. So you've got like your mushroom clouds, that's the threat of nuclear war. You've got starvation, and more nuclear war stuff with the peace symbol. But you've got actually nuclear mushroom cloud coming out of the stock exchange. And I'm not sure what these things in the roof here are. I don't know if that's actually part of the stock exchange or something else. And you've got shows of police oppression. You've got dead bodies in the street around businessmen. You've got the eyes hashed out on the nuclear family, but there's also nuclear families, all that. So, and police lines. So this is basically what this is about. This is standard anarcho-punk fare, but these, or what you would call standard anarcho-punk fare, but these are the kind of people that actually started this. So, because this came out in 1984, quite apt really. So this is like 40 years old. Well, recorded in 1984. So it would have come out not very soon after that. It was recorded in July, in 2 days. So which is very quick for 4 songs. But this was punk rock, especially back then. So and they own the copyright for copyright Subhumans. So although they would have been, and still probably would be, very free with allowing you to reproduce it as long as you ask them first. So I've spoken by letter to Dick Lucas about something separate, but he would have no doubt been very good about allowing you to use his artwork in something, print it in something for as just as long as you told him, and then sent him a copy. But that might be different now. So you again follow him on Instagram. You'll be able to find that out for yourself. And this artist, Nick Lance, see if you can look him up as well, and certainly have a listen to the music. I mean, you'll be able to find this on Spotify, no doubt. If you look, don't even have to look very hard on something like YouTube to find it. You'll be able to find all these tracks, and they're all very good. They're one of the prime anarcho-punk bands of the 80s. You think of the likes of Crass, Conflict, and then the next name you think of is Subhumans. So, but again, like, look for Subhumans UK maybe. But this band are more likely to come up than the Canadian one, and they are still going. Well, they stopped for a bit, and then they reformed, because I remember seeing them when they reformed in Birmingham. So, in a place that's unfortunately no longer there anymore, called the Foundry, and they were very good. Sometimes when these bands get back together, then nowhere near as good. No, these were still very good. They haven't changed at all. I suppose it helps the fact that one of the bands Dick Lucas focused on after that was basically at least half of the members of the Subhumans, maybe even 3/4. So it was basically the Subhumans with a different member, a ska punk band called Citizen Fish. Anyway, so let me know what you think of this. Whether you'd like to see more of this from this band, because I've got all of them are very good. Well, most of them are very good record covers, especially their first album. So let me know if you like this. Like, share, and subscribe, and remember my description has my link tree, it's my merch links on my socials, and I shall see you soon. Thank you.